Friday. Do you know where your IT pros are? We don't. It's Patch and Switch. And now, two guys still struggling to determine the differences between astronomy and astrology. Guys, it's not that hard. It's Patch and Switch. Tropic of Cancer is the same thing as being a Cancer, right?
I think so.
I mean, I thought the James Webb Telescope was to see all the new astrological signs.
Here's your sign.
Hey, man. It's been like a month, hasn't it?
Who are you two?
It's been a month. It's been a while, as they say.
Who are you two?
Who are you? Welcome back. We're back. We're a small hiatus. I believe. Let's see. You went on a motorcycle adventure.
Yes, you wouldn't want to talk to me live when I was on that. It was a lot of cursing.
And he lived.
I haven't even gotten the wrap up on that thing. I guess that's you're just not talking about it. Is that kind of what it is?
It was fun. On that Friday, we were doing easier rides, so that was good.
Yeah.
I was searching for points of interest, POIs, in like a scavenger hunt on the motorcycle, which was good. And
were you motorcycle geocaching?
Not really. You just have to drive past it, and then the little app tells you found a POI, and you just keep on going.
Okay. Very cool.
But they put them in pretty interesting locations. So, two of them were at the summit of mountains. You had to drive the motorcycle up, which was fun. The last one, which was the most challenging, would have been this place called Taiyee, Tayyee, Taiyee Point, Observation Lookout Point. It's one of those places where they have a fire watch location that you can actually rent out for $100 a night if you wanted to.
Oh, really?
You could stay there. But that was a little harrowing, grabbing on for life to get up that hill.
A significantly high pucker factor, as they say.
Yes, there was a high pucker factor going on.
There
for
you go.
A lot of cursing, no crashing, until I tried to put my kickstand down, and then the bike fell over.
Oh.
But it happens.
Listen, if something's going to happen, it should be that, right?
No, I know, right?
Yeah,
I know. Those are the worst kind of fall over accidents you can have. Is when you're done, your adrenaline is through the roof.
Yeah,
and you should just kind of sit there, calm down, and then put the kickstand down.
Not Rick. Yeah, Rick's just like, no, we're doing it all now.
In fact, I think I don't even actually got to put the kickstand down, and that's why it fell over. I just got off the bike.
You didn't even think about it. You're just like, oh yeah, we're good.
You got it. But also, in between all this time of us being off, with me being on a motorcycle trip, you obviously were doing some of your California Disney Coast stuff with your fam and friends and things. But some people are already calling this the birthday show because I had a birthday.
You had a birthday
recently, and yours is coming up.
Mine is coming up. So I guess it would be. I mean, I woke up this morning and basically sprung out of bed. No, I don't spring. I woke up this morning, went down, had a cup of coffee, and then went up and announced to everybody that my birthday weekend has officially started.
So everyone is at your beck and call.
No, it just means so for lunch today, it will be Wing Friday. I will be doing
Wing Friday.
Wings. Yes.
I thought it was all you could eat sushi Friday.
No, we don't. You want to do that during the week because you get a discounted rate than when you're on the weekends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
We did that. We actually did that last week. The missus and I went, and I went to town. The great thing is when you they do what do they call it when you the individual pieces of fish, right? Versus they also have rolls, but I like to do
nigiri.
Nigiri, thank you. So they do nigiri right, where there's a lot of fish and very little rice.
Oh, okay.
And they've got some outstanding nigiri options with uzu yellowtail and salmon belly and some of these things. So I went to town with that. But yeah. It is Wing Friday today, so go to Wings. Going to Wings with the boys from Bash Music, my friend and fellow DJs, the legend that is Mr. Jimmy Chunga, and the Wonder Kid Chandler Smith. By the way, big night tomorrow. Not to self promote, but I'm gonna because it's my birthday and I can. Plus, well, you know, it's my show too.
Sponsored, not sponsored.
Sponsored. We don't have any money. I don't have any money to sponsor it, but Bash Music tomorrow night. Have a look at my social media at Joey Snow, and then of course all the other places. We'll be on Mixcloud. Search for Bash_music at 8 p.m. Pacific time, which is 9 p.m. Mountain, 10 p.m. Central, 11 p.m. Eastern, and then you do the math from there. Birthday DJ show. You'll get all three DJs, but of course I will wrap up the night. And I was told, just go.
Just go.
So don't know how long it's going to be. But the fun part is we're also planning a late dinner.
Oh.
So we're actually going to be going to the Strip to one of our favorite all-night places, like midnight, 1 a.m. for late dinner. So it's going to be... I'm really looking forward to the big birthday
DJ Joey Snow living his best life in Vegas.
Exactly. Well, look, if you're gonna live in Vegas, why wouldn't you go to a 24-hour?
You got to take advantage of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You take advantage of it.
Did you?
I don't know. Like,
what did you
honestly
do on your birthday? Did you have a?
What did I do on my birthday?
blowout?
It was the weird thing is now living in the States and being a dual citizen. It's closer to Independence Day and the 4th.
Well, it's around
or as the
Canada
British call it,
Day,
being
right?
a disingenuous traitor bastard if you're from the UK side of things. You know, I basically just kind of hung out for the weekend. Believe it or not, my family was away. Like my daughter was off at a cottage. My other daughter was off visiting friends. My son is babysitting another house someplace else. So it's literally just me and the dogs.
Oh, you were just kicking it. That's nice.
Yeah, kicking it, relaxing, and just chilling. So on Independence Day, and as everything the day after and the day after, as the supplies eventually dwindle, I am minding the dogs to make sure that they don't freak out with the noise.
Oh,
so
there you
go. They're within a 6 foot circumference perimeter of me at all times, no matter where I am throughout the day and evening.
There you go.
So Bailey was on guard and Riley was just snoring as he normally is. So it was good.
Rosie can't be bothered with the fireworks, and which is good because here in the valley,
it goes off.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Nice.
Apparently, so they, what did they say? There was a big enforcement thing this year where they were trying to get the illegal fireworks, which you can just go up to the Indian reservations, right? Just up the way I get. I believe they said something like 200 tons or something like that of confiscated fireworks, or 20 tons. I don't remember the number. And it still basically looked like the entire valley was doing professional fireworks shows. We were hanging out at the house. I, of course, cooked all the hot dogs and hamburgers and treats and snacks. That we had a ton of food, as we always have whenever we entertain. We played Clue.
Wow.
But it was a new version. It was the Disney Villains version. And of course, I used to play Clue all the time, and I totally forgot how to play. So we actually had to get the instructions out.
Oh, yeah?
And read the instructions. We're like, huh? And then, of course, Maggie proceeded to beat all of us.
Nice.
Which is
as expected.
And then
what I think is really nice is your kids wish me happy birthday.
Yeah, of course. You gotta, I mean,
I love
they're
that.
Like,
man.
that was the thing. Everybody, and I don't know if it was Mac or Maggie, but like, everybody make sure you wish Uncle Rick happy birthday today. So, yeah. You are Uncle Rick, so yeah.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
So, and so after we played a little bit of Clue, which none of us wanted to leave because particularly Chunga and I were like, but we haven't won yet.
Yeah.
We went to get ice cream. And there's this really great ice cream place that's in the middle of a convenience store. It's the craziest thing, but welcome to Vegas.
Yeah.
We hit this high point just before we get on one of the freeways, and you can see the entire valley, including the Strip. So the Strip fireworks shows had started, right? Because almost every casino there does a big thing. And then all you can see just everywhere. And even the drive to the freeway on ramp, you just see it going off everywhere. So it was it was a little chaotic around Vegas. It's fun. It's fun.
Nice.
And I had my 1 year anniversary of living in Las Vegas.
The 1 year anniversary.
Yeah. We arrived on the night of July the 3rd, spent July the 4th holed up in the hotel going, what are we doing here? Fireworks going off everywhere, right? Yeah.
I must say we've already had some great people going through and adding words in for consideration for the naming of the next show.
Yeah, we should probably say hi to
episode is being called DontSpeak, DanceMode, AndNeglect.
Yes.
Lovely.
And you can contribute to the title of the next program by using the ! word command in chat.
Bang word.
Bang word.
And then put in your word. But we should say hello to some of our guests. We are having a great time. Some old faces are popping back in again. The regulars are here too. No. I'm old. I'm another freaking year older. What are you talking about? See this?
You said old faces.
Old friends are in.
Jeff G in the Winter Peg. I assume that's what WPG is, right? Is Winter
You
Peg.
got it, man.
Of course, J-Flow, which J-Flow doesn't really matter. The main thing is that Cooper's hanging around.
Hooper is here. Yeah, Cooper's here.
Chaos 13X in the house. As is Kowski, who says, hello from the middle of Wyoming.
Yeah. Wow.
You have signal? Do they actually?
Yeah.
You could. How is that cable run?
I know.
Like through a field of cows.
I am curious, Mo. Actually called out the fact that we timed it correctly. Thank you, Steve, the audio guy, so that you saw the full countdown hit 0 for the first time, probably in over a year.
And you actually heard the sound. It makes a sound.
If ever.
I was looking for my phone. I'm like, is that my phone? Is that my phone?
Nice.
Our friend Ledwig says, aloha.
Nice.
Aloha, Mr. Ledwig. We'll be seeing him shortly.
Giannis Q7, happy Friday, definitely.
I believe Ledwig has a layover going to the D23 Expo. He is laying over in Vegas and staying at Casa del Snow, which means that we're going to go tiki.
Nice. And Mr. AZ Cloud Elf bringing work into the conversation with the word SFI. Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Thank you.
Why would you do that to us on a Friday?
I was just going to ask, can I actually time him out for saying that?
No.
Please?
Only after you clear your S360 entry.
Mine are clear right now for today, as of today.
He's blowing out the audio. Careful, man. Tone it down a little bit.
The aforementioned DJ Eddie L. Aspen Forster in the house as per usual. Hello to our very own Essex girl, the fairest of Brits, who says hola. Ooh. Do I want buffalo wings or do I want nachos?
And of course, good old Mr. Ledwig. Work? Question mark. What's that?
What's
freaking
work?
Retired guy? Get out of here.
Happy time zone. Back to another random IT guy. Good to see you, Patrick Venberg. Hi, hey guys. Hola, hello.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Physio MVP, of course, saying that Joey was not clueless. I was victoryless, so maybe I was clueless for once. Well, actually,
there you go.
For once. We're talking about people talking about like meeting. Apparently, I met J-Flow in. Did you say 2008?
Oh,
that's a hot minute ago.
I can't remember any first time I met J-Flow.
That's a hot minute ago.
Yeah.
Aspen Forster talking about Tekka 2013 meeting Ed Wilson and his wife. Yeah, they're awesome. They're awesome. PowerShell days. The PowerShell folks.
I will call out that my artwork is getting closer to being hung up correctly.
Hey, there you go.
You can see it, but it's not quite there yet. It's getting there.
Mine's right there.
Yeah. And I won't bother panning the camera over here where I moved all the boxes to.
Yeah, well,
that's on my list to process. There you go.
Yeah. Haven't got there yet. It's fine. Everything's fine.
See what we can do.
Also want to say there was somebody else who I saw that we had not said. Did we say hello to Absent Said missed the first few minutes, but there's some interesting words already. Jan is in the house as well. We did say hello to AZ Cloud F. Wired Canuck, who's here with us as well. Of course, audio guy Steve.
You got it.
Ledwig says counting down the days for Tiki. Their new Tiki place just opening up this weekend here in Las Vegas. Glitter Gulch Tiki is the name of the place, which is another thing. Anyway, I'm sidetracked.
And I will. I will, before we start the actual piece that we should be doing, I'll just put in the URL in case you missed it. Not only can you submit words, vote throughout the show. Otherwise, Joey just picks the words he likes. So you have to vote throughout the show, not just submit them. And probably he's going to ignore you anyway. We all know that. So we'll see what happens.
The
show does have a format. The show does have a format, but I'm going to talk over top of you because you don't even get a chance to respond to that slam. That's all.
I don't know what you're accusing me of. This is the same blasphemy that you picked when we were running the game show during Ignite, where we did the slideshow karaoke, and for some reason you thought I was picking on you by giving you negative points. I would never do that.
Minus 200 points for answering that. The first segment of the show is known as From the Trenches. What are you doing now? What have you been? Minus 200 points. Oh, thank you. From the Trenches. Things that you're doing at work that you can talk about publicly. And other things from the chat room that they happen to throw out that they're doing in work as well.
Yeah, I would love to hear what chat's doing.
This is the end of the first or second week at Microsoft's new fiscal year. And so last night I decided I was overdue to do my annual Control-A, click, drag to subfolder of my inbox.
Ah, very nice.
So I take all of my mail from FY24, anything predating July 1st, copy and drag into a subfolder, read or unread, and off we go. And I will say that this year, I believe I almost crashed the machine. It took a very long time to come back from moving that many thousands of messages. And then the fun part was at the bottom of the list of messages, it had the link that said, oh, there's more messages on your server. Click here to see them off of Exchange. Yeah. And I tried to click on that, and then I gave up and I went to sleep.
Yeah.
So then this morning, I went and clicked on it again just before the show.
Of course.
And we'll see if I am complete. Oh, my goodness. It is still not complete. I still have 1368 in my inbox.
There you go.
So still in the process of moving.
So do we have a new fiscal year resolution for inbox 0?
Just being organized. This is normally when I tend to be organized, at least for 2 weeks of the fiscal year.
Okay.
So we'll see if it lasts till August 1st. Ask me on the next episode how I'm doing.
JShock recommends using the Outlook Progressive web app.
I'm still Outlook Classic. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, to do the move.
Yeah.
That could work.
You don't have to use it all the time. You can just use it for the move.
Just use it for the purpose of doing your archive and then go back to it again. Yeah.
Because all the work is done at the server level, not at your client.
Yeah. Nice.
Well, with the end of a fiscal year and the start of a new fiscal year comes the quarterly business review for the last quarter.
Yes.
Was completed yesterday, right?
Yeah.
It was yesterday, Thursday.
I will give you kudos for a great presentation delivery of the single slide.
I did it in 1.5 minutes because we were over time.
Yes. Normally you get 7 minutes.
Yes.
So you were talking very fast, called out a number of numbers, a number of cool things.
I didn't speak fast. I just said, you can read this. Here's the highlights. Yeah. 90 seconds. Hand it off to the next person. Call it good.
You got it. Done.
Yes. That's the bad thing about being at the end.
Yeah.
Though I think it's better than being at the start. I'm not sure I like to be at the start either.
So the start kind of sets the tone, and they do mix it up. So they do shuffle the order every time we do a QBR. So you're not always at the end, at least, which is good.
Well, that's good.
So it's not bad. I will call out. They made one tiny faux pas. They put yours in the PM and Sonia's in the AM, and it should have been flipped.
Yeah.
The PM.
Normally, Sonia and I are at the same time. I think that's why I was confused when I might.
Yeah. So basically, she was not able to present herself the slides, or at least be there to answer questions and interact like she normally would, because it was 1 a.m. for her. So she said, "No, I'm not going to."
It's fine.
I know. She refuses to get up, which I agree with. And someone else presented the slide, which is fine. Pierre was there representing. Wire Canuck saying a couple things in chat, which was nice. That was good. But you know what? That's the neat thing about the QBR is you list off a couple of cool things, lessons learned from those, and then your headlights for what's coming up.
Yep.
And what's there. Not bad.
And so, yeah, it was nice to say good luck to all players and say adios last fiscal year and move forward to a new fiscal year. New fiscal year is always good. We've got that new fiscal year smell going on, right?
Yeah. It's still good. Still good.
Yeah, we're still good. Other than that, lots of content work. Lots of stuff happening. There's some work happening by the team putting together a prompting guide for Copilot for security.
Oh, yeah.
Our good friend Rod Trent working on that stuff. Lots of really cool. We're working on content for a forthcoming series of things. And then, yeah, just like I said, wrapping up the last little bits of what we need to do for the fiscal year. I always forget what resets in July and doesn't reset in July in terms of like
almost everything does except your health plan and benefits.
Yeah.
And vacation doesn't matter anymore if you're an American citizen.
True.
Because we have unlimited time off, which we don't take.
Allegedly. Hey, let's move on to the second part of the show, which is beer money.
Wait a second. Before we get to beer money, it's kind of beer money, but not really. I just want to do a shout out to Wire Canuck.
Yeah.
Because he's actually assigned me tasks to do for him for work.
Yeah.
And it's kind of beer money because I'm helping him out.
And I need a status report on that, please.
He needs a status update and a work back plan to make sure I can complete all my tasks on time. Specifically about getting the team's HCI cluster up and running.
Oh.
So we have been blessed with the opportunity, sponsored, not sponsored, to be able to use and to play with the data on storage S2D 5108i high performance 2-node cluster with NVMe drives, which is awesome. And I'm just now have nuked it and putting on the new 23H2 instance of the HCI software, which just came out a little while ago. And then we will be hooking that device up to the team's demo subscription in Azure so that Pierre can demonstrate some really cool stuff with a preview release of Copilot for Azure and integrations into Copilot Arc type stuff. And that's about as much as I can say because that's in the preview side of things, all for content creation, like you said. But I just wanted to acknowledge that, Pierre, my tasks are in order. They are progressing, and we should have positive momentum this weekend.
Yeah, which means he knows that he has to do something. He hasn't started it yet. Just hang on.
Hey, Rick, have you updated your work items yet?
I don't think he's assigned me tasks in ADO as of yet. That's coming, I'm sure.
And you got to update the Kanban board and move things along and make sure your OKRs, are updated with the same information so that we can have that all rolled up.
And I'm going to end up in Verdansk tonight.
Thank you.
It's not
We're having all the craziness of all the over talking of our back office staff. They're helping us out. I will also put in a link for folks to be able to take a look at something that Pierre has done, which I do want to do a shout out for. Again, in the Copilot for Azure area, it's in preview, which is talking about some quick little snippets and demos of working with Copilot for Azure, which is pretty cool. This one is talking specifically about, hey, if you ask it to do something and it sucks, it needs some help with the prompting, it's not giving you what you think it should, here's what we do with the feedback and how we process it. So pretty cool little video link in there. And that's the last of the plug that I'll do for work. But Pierre, man, thumbs up. Good job in the content. I appreciate it. It's pretty cool, my friend. And now we can move on to the next section.
No. I mean, so speaking of shout outs to Pierre, I mean, I can shout out Pierre because he helped create a bumper for some new content that will be arriving soon on the IT Ops Talk YouTube channel around security. So the security team is going to be jumping into the fun and games on the IT Ops Talk YouTube channel and providing some great content. And Pierre got the bumper all sorted for us. So.
Does that mean that we have to have like security sandwich section in the show now.
Security sandwich?
Yeah, I don't know. Like we got beer talk, we got from the trenches, and then we could do security sandwich.
That security stuff is work. Like I want to get. We've talked enough about work. Like it's like 9:25. I think we need to talk about beer money.
I'm into that.
Which is the
beer
support
money
that we do for our friends, our families, friends, sisters, uncles, cousins. What do you have going in beer money lately?
For me, it has been preparation time. As much as I hate to say it, because the summer has started, we're already kind of planning out on what needs to happen to get various kids off back to school, get them updated. Thinking about laptops, if they're still in good shape enough to be able to continue to use, coordinating other things like that. So that's been kind of a downer, but part of the work side of things for some things. And then for me, it's been mostly beer money for myself, has been trying to organize this freaking chaos of a mess. Get the storage room and the server room working downstairs for the HCI cluster to be able to receive it. And so that's kind of beer money for myself and a little bit of beer money for Pierre, kind of crossover there. And that's kind of it. I've been, like everybody else, trying to figure out how this air conditioning system works in the new house, trying to move everything around. The funny thing happens, I don't know what happened, but I went to work yesterday for a meeting. It was an all-day meeting. And for some reason or somehow, when I left the house, my house turned into away mode. And it turned off the air conditioning.
Oh no.
So,
were there people still home?
My wife and 2 daughters were not very happy that for some reason, some setting changed on my Nest thermostat that said, hey, he's away, so turn everything off, bonehead. So it took me a while to figure out that some kind of a reset happened. And because I left through the front door and there was no activity by pets or by humans on the main floor after I left for a period of time, the thermostat decided, oh, they're away. And it's basically turned the ambient temperature up to 78, I want to say.
Oh,
3 minutes.
Oh, that's very warm.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was fun. Troubleshooting that, why that happened.
Yeah. We are also doing the technology refresh / verification of compute devices as kids move into next phase college / jobs. So the oldest, my Mac, has now she officially will be starting with the Las Vegas Raiders on Monday. Yeah. And
so
then,
she'll be living full time back in Vegas.
Yep, she's back from Florida. Actually, though, right now she's in Chicago, doing some dog sitting and then seeing her her roommate from Florida. So yeah, so she's back, but review of laptops, making sure that everything is in tip-top shape. Everything's patched, everything's good to go. I still haven't bought my gaming laptop. That's kind of the I almost executed a purchase during the 4th of July sales.
Oh yeah.
You
got Prime Day coming up.
Yeah, there's some stuff coming up. The thing that I love so I'm going Lenovo, and we're going to go with a Lenovo Legion. I would like a gaming laptop with a GPU, particularly because we can do the DJ show stream from it, potentially bring video in. But there's the slim version. So they've got the Lenovo Legion Slim and then the Lenovo Legion Pro. The slim version is great. I keep talking myself out of it because I like the factor. And actually, I love the Slim 7 because it's got individual assignable RGB keys instead of just general RGB, which means that I'm a better gamer just because I've got assignable RGB, right? I'll get more frames per second. I'll just be a better gamer.
So your WASDX combos.
I mean, I could change the WASD keys to individual colors if I wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah. Or the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which we use for Diablo. I could totally change those different colors too. So the challenge that I have is that on the Slims, they do hard solder 16 gig of RAM in it. And there is an additional slot
but you're
so
locked
that you
in
can add RAM.
Yeah.
But then you just kind of go, yeah, but I could have more. Right? So I could get 32 gig of RAM in the laptop, but if I got the normal Pro, it could go up to 64 because it's not 16 gig soldered. Actually, you could probably go, 40 or whatever it is, like take 32 and add 16.
And I'm assuming you're staying with the Intel side of things on the Lenovo.
Yeah.
You're not going to be going to the new Snapdragon X Elite.
No, I'm not going to do Snapdragon. It's actually, I've been debating between the Intel and the AMD. So, and again, it comes to what else am I going to be using outside of that? Obviously, it's audio production. So, not sure multi-threading helps too much, other than when I do bounce downs. And honestly, if I have a file that's that big where it's going to take that long, I'd probably do it on the big, the
big box,
the big gaming box that's got 64 gig. But I mean, I would like the option too, if I was, we are coming up on some time where my other daughter, my German exchange daughter, is going to be visiting. We'll be spending an extended period of time in California, visiting the beach and doing some of those things. So like, I would like the ability to, if I decide that I want to, dabble in a little bit of mashup action while everybody's asleep because I wake up before everybody else does, give it a shot. So,
nice.
I'm not really planning on doing much video editing on it or anything. So, but I just keep going back and forth. Well, the Intels are on sale this week, but it's only an i7 instead of the i9. And do I really, I'm analysis paralysis is what I'm doing. And then now that looks like the 4070 cards are coming in line where the price difference isn't as much as the difference between 4060 and 4070. So it might be worth it. I don't know. That's my beer money, and it's all my personal thing. It's beer money / random spending, where I'm just like, what do I need? What do I want? And I just need to eventually pull that trigger, right?
Nice. Patrick Wenberg is saying, hey, buddy, i7 is more than enough. That's what you need.
But there's an i9 out there.
I know. I'm the same way. It has a higher number. It's got to be better, right? It costs $200 more. It's got to be better.
Yes. DJ Eddie says by the time you buy it, it'll be out of date. Well, I mean, that's just the way.
That's normal.
KT Baker, good to see you. Chasing hardware for games is a cost sink.
Yep.
But I could get another FPS.
Yeah, well, see, you've offset the FPS that you're going to get because you are getting the programmatic selectable RGBs on the keys, right? That at least is worth 2.
Well, but I could get more.
Yeah, true. But then you are going to be hamstrung with the fact you've got a soldered memory slot.
Well, if I decide to go with the slim one, but
yeah,
32 gig. Look, on a gaming machine and even a production machine, 32 gig is plenty.
Oh yeah.
But
I agree.
then you go, but I have 64.
Does Diablo benefit from more FPS?
No, not really. It's more my Fortnite, and then if I ever go back to the cheat fest, that's Call of Duty. Yeah. Well, and now Tarkov has a PvE mode, which makes it a little more accessible and fun.
Speaking of cheat
has
fest,
Tarkov solved the biggest complaint that everyone's been having with it in the most recent updates, just with the sheer amount of cheaters that are going on in it?
Yeah, so that's why PvE mode is great, because then you don't have to deal with the cheaters.
Yeah.
No, they're gonna. I think it's gonna be their release that they do just prior to their 1.0, which Nikita's been pretty active on Twitter talking about that stuff. So. No, but yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine. I'm glad Fortnite's at least moved away a little bit from what was all cars all the time, which was their last release. They've kind of moved away from that, but yeah. Absolutely asks, with the amount of email in Rick's inbox, are you sure 32 gig is plenty?
I'm just going to check on the update to see how that move progress is going. Oh, I told you it was at 1,000 and change, 1,300 or something like that. Top of the show. We're now down to 468.
Oh, there you go. Another random IT guy asking, isn't PvE mode only for their new purchase SKU? No, if you have what was the version that we bought? Whatever that high-end version, the previous available high-end version was before they created a new, even higher-end version. They are allowing for PvE, and especially now that they've moved some of the PvE stuff where you don't have to use their servers, unless you're running certain maps, you can actually run it locally. Yeah, it's available.
Nice.
So, Edge of Darkness, EOD. That was the version. We need a new. Jan is like patch and switch SKU high tier. Do we need a patch and switch E5?
I don't think we can actually charge for this show. So,
oh well,
this is the freeware shareware.
We would offer no benefits, so it just
And I do want to apologize. I had all intentions of having us all caught up with our downloadable on-demand podcast edition at passionswitch.com at the podcast directory of your choice. However, I still see that people have not submitted their reviews of that particular area. Oh. So we would appreciate if you give us 5 stars, a like, a suggest, a recommend, whatever, inside the various
smash that like and subscribe button.
You got it. And also, mostly due to the fact that I've been trying to use my Snapdragon Elite X device for doing editing, and it is only until recently that DaVinci Resolve, as one example, is on there now for being able to do software editing. So it's not bad. But
do you use Resolve?
No.
Oh, okay.
I installed it just because it was specifically for the ARM processor.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, understand. I'm like, do you know how to use that? Because I don't.
So, Adobe has committed they are releasing editions for the ARM platform. I've not checked to see the current status of them. If anything, they're in beta. So, maybe as I continue to plow through my inbox, I will, on a secondary machine, finish off the last of those edits to get those back shows back up and inside of the podcast directory.
That's your beer money support.
That is.
For the show. To get that taken care of.
I like that.
Speaking of beer, the next segment of the show is beer talk because
this is where
I have noticed a direct relationship.
Ludwig turns off for a little while, man.
Yeah, of course, Ludwig just kind of he just ignores. He ignores us most of the time.
Let's be honest.
Yeah,
even though he has all this time as a retired individual,
right,
he still ignores us.
Yeah, completely, 100%. So beer talk. Do you have beer talk?
I have been staying close to home with some simple ones that everyone always has, which are my Johnny Utah Pale Ale from Georgetown.
Love me some J Utah.
I love me some of that. It's just so easy to pick up a 6-pack.
Oh yeah,
or a 12-pack of cans from the store, or else I've been drinking my other favorite one that I just keep on going with, California Baby, Sierra Nevada, the green label. I like the glass bottles. Yeah, those have been the only 2 that I've been having. And then making beer wise, that's not even in the books at this point in time, just because my garage is a mess. So, but I do have a picture from our good friend Bruce Cowper, who is currently trying to do his version of the Steam Whistle Lager clone from Toronto. And he's fermenting a lagering beer under pressure at 65 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh.
Because it's under pressure, you can get away with that.
Yeah.
Now
That's interesting. That's interesting. He's working on some gluten-free options too, right?
No, he's been doing alcohol-free.
Oh, alcohol-free. Alcohol-free. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Last weekend, I was out exploring, as you do, prior to 12 noon,
right,
when it's due to be 120 degrees Fahrenheit. And I came across the legendary beer from Russian River Brewing, Pliny the Elder.
Yes.
And so I grabbed a bottle of that, which I had planned on having last weekend, and it didn't end up happening. So that is now safe in the refrigerator, ready to go for the birthday weekend celebration. So we'll be trying Pliny the Elder, which is like one of the highest rated IPAs out there, and they run out of it at their brew house, and they only bottle so much. So there's a great local place that's just opened up just down the way that has some of that. Russian River also has a new citrus-based IPA, which I'm going to try. It's not as highly rated according to Untapped as Pliny is, but we're definitely going to be giving that a shot. And then also Tenaya Brewing, Tenaya, Tennaya, which is it's the name of a street that runs east-west all the way across Vegas. They have got a new pale ale that was canned, which I had a can of that this week, and it is absolutely freaking outstanding. So lots of good stuff. 2 beer festivals are this weekend in Las Vegas. They're the indoor beer festivals because it's very hot outside.
So freaking hot. Yeah.
Unfortunately, like, there's not the guest breweries they have. I mean, one of them has Shiner, which is great because I love Shiner Brewing out of Texas, which is great. But they're kind of bringing in the same players, so I'm not sure I'm going to be attending those festivals. I'm hoping to get you here in October because the Downtown Brew Festival, which is the Brew District, is the downtown area when that's happening.
You had a link on that, buddy?
I'll let's see. Las Vegas Festival.
Give me a link. Give me a link, my friend.
Hang on. Here, I'm going to drop it to you, and then you can put it in chat. How's that?
That works.
Okay, cool. Because I'm on the wrong computer.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a shout out to Patrick Weinberg, talking about, hey man, I'm looking forward to Chicago because we can try some new beer. Any tips, feel free to drop them in the chat. Actually, I will give you a sneak peek because when I was there back in June, I did happen to sample a number of different places as part of some as of yet to be produced countdown style shows called Unplugged Show. And I'll do a shout out to the Fat Pour Tap Works, which is walking distance from the venue with a number of different samples of beer across the place. But the one that I will call out, and I think I talked about this in a previous show even, is called Dunier Fermenta. That is literally 1.5 blocks away. Phenomenal place. Anthony is the brewer. Had a great time talking to him. On the main floor, they got the brewery. It's a 10-barrel setup. And then they got a tap room on the second floor and then a party room upstairs in the third. They have some very interesting, always changing beer at Dunier Fermenta. It is a winery and brewery.
Oh,
so very cool stuff.
Wine and beer.
They have an interesting thing, and again, I talked about this, I do believe, where they will take the grape mash, add it to the beer mash, and ferment it at the same time for something that they're calling it's a new take on a farmyard ale. Where they would take the natural yeasts coming out of those two mixtures to make it into something. Very interesting concoctions that are there. So, Dunier Fermenta. Here, I'll put the link in there. This will be a place that I will be visiting a number of times.
And we will be remiss if we did not mention our good friends at one of my favorite breweries in all of the United States of America, Revolution Brewing.
Yes. No. We'll also be there, but that's not walking distance.
It is not, but it is one of the. But you can get Revolution Brewing all throughout the city of Chicago. You do not have to just go to Rev Brewing.
You got it. So put the link in the chat if you want to check it out.
And I dropped the link for the Downtown Beer Festival and the various pricing options. We need to decide on this because the VIP tickets have gone up from $100 to $120.
Okay.
And basically the reason why that you get VIP is that you get access to all the brewers and then you get the entire length of the festival. So, because that's how the tickets are like, well, you can go early access from 6 until this time or normal access from 8 until 10. No, we want the whole thing and all the food too, because there's a lot of food there. But anyway, that's coming October in Las Vegas. That's Beer Talk. We spent a lot of time talking about beer. Ledwig, come back.
Yeah, we're good. Come on back, buddy.
Come on back. Oh, yes.
Random spending, my friend.
Random spending.
I've got an easy one for you, man.
I want to hear.
Very simple.
Okay.
Although it still costs money. For me, it was trying to solve the problem because we have a lot of drivers in the house right now because the kids are home. And kids and things are gone or things go missing. So, cables disappear in cars for charging phones and stuff like that. So I've had to buy at least half a dozen replacement cables to fit the various different cars to keep things charged. But I've also gone off and bought a custom molded cell phone mount for the Kia that we own as the family gasoline driver. And it's funny because I literally just typed in Kia Sorento 2023 phone mount holder, and someone made a 3D printed perfectly, because there's no freaking surface to put this thing on, right? You can't just like stick it someplace. I hate those air vent phone holders. They're crap. So
blocks the air conditioning.
And it blocks the air conditioning. So this, like, there's a section right next to the steering wheel by your right hand where there's a little bit of dead space, but it's curved and you can't stick something. Someone 3D printed a perfectly molded piece that attaches in there and also attaches to the side of the LCD display panel on the side, that they then put a ball mount on that you can then go and attach onto to be able to make your phone work. Freaking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Works amazing. $25 plus your phone mount on top of that. Really stupid, simple thing. It just changed my life.
Okay.
To get something as simple as that working. The only other random spend that I've done is part of my work assignment. This is my ADO entry 23107, which is the install of the HCI cluster. This is the linked item 23108, which is the power connection and KVM. So I bought a 8-port KVM to be able to plug in my various devices into the server rack downstairs in the lab. That is arriving on Sunday. So
very cool.
That is my other lovely random spend. How about yourself?
Ledwig says he's bought a Bamboo Lab P1S combo that he's setting up today.
Wow.
I'm actually searching this right now so that I know.
I have no idea what it is.
Oh, it's a 3D printer.
Oh.
Ledwig's 3D printing.
Oh no, he's gone down the rabbit hole. He's come back. Come. Look to the light. I have been resisting only because I will disappear down that rabbit hole and never come back.
100%. Yes, I'm 100% with you. DJ Eddie says random spent for him recently was a portable neck air conditioner so he doesn't die in the South.
Very much so.
Another random IT guy says he loves that printer, the Bamboo Lab P1S combo. KT Baker says he rebuilt his porch. Does that count? I'm quite sure that is very much random spending.
Very much random spend inside of that one.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I have a reverse random spend. Does that work as well?
Somebody give you money?
No, I'm withholding payment for something.
Wait, what?
My solar install, as it's progressing, we're completely done all the work. I figured out, and they told me that one of the 3 strands of things were not correctly working, so it's not performing optimally. And they've warranted and giving me proof that it's supposed to be generating 11 kilowatts. It's not giving me 11 kilowatts. It's never gone above 6.5, 7. So something's wrong. And they came back and spent the whole day troubleshooting the wires, the runs, the plugs, stuff like that. And they think they fixed it, and they fixed it. And then I was looking at the graphs for how it actually looks. And what happens now is it goes up to 8 and change, and all of a sudden, boom, it drops down to 6. So they're still troubleshooting it. But I had not made my final payment to the folks, and they're good bunch of folks, and they're working on it. So this kind of is a motivator to have them continue to work on it, because I've got this strange pattern. It's supposed to be this nice curve as the sun goes up and down.
Yeah,
mine kind of goes up and then drops and then goes down. So they believe it's something to do with the battery wall and the inverter, and so they have to call in the geeks from, unfortunately, Tesla, to go in and sort that out. And still waiting to hear back. So
there you go.
Super fun. Reverse
Ferris Brent says her random spend was some new sunnies. Oh, gotta love some new sunnies.
Oh yeah.
I recently got me some new sunnies as well. Some prescription version Shady Rays. They're awesome, actually. They're very good. Aspen Forrester said, I bought myself a 3D mouse to make my life better while using Fusion 360.
Ooh.
Patrick Wimberg says a pergola with a roof that can open for the patio. That's amazing. Ledwig saying he's down so many rabbit holes at the moment, looking to dabble in woodworking, has a couple of workbenches to build. I have gone completely down a rabbit hole. So we just purchased tickets. Oh, and speaking of purchasing tickets, I've got to renew my Disney passes. That's going to be expensive. Anyway, we just purchased tickets for the Oogie Boogie Bash for Disneyland, which is the Halloween. It's the Halloween party. And as part of that, we start looking into what costumes are we going to wear for the Halloween party.
You're supposed to dress up for this too.
Well, you can.
Oh, okay.
And I have had on my list wanting to start getting into a little bit of the cosplay action for the 501st Imperial Division. I looked at doing a Stormtrooper costume. I'm a little tall for Stormtrooper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you would have that uniform row of all the Stormtroopers and then one big one.
Yes. Looked at Vader, which is on my list. I will do Vader. It's not going to happen anytime soon because it takes to get the proper pieces and the right ones that conform to all the rules. And if you're Vader, there's a lot of freaking rules.
A lot of rules.
It can take up to 2 years to get all the pieces together and cost thousands with an S of dollars to get everything together to properly do it. It's on my list. I'm going to do that. So I'm starting easy with an Imperial officer.
Okay.
And I found a place over in the UK that actually will do a custom tunic because I'm going to need the custom tunic. Like I'm not worried about like the pants and stuff because you wear tall boots, so you can I can wear flats.
You can fake it,
but want to make sure that the tunic is properly long and
properly fitted. It has to be a nice fitted tunic as well, particularly
so that you get approval into the 501st because they are very very picky about the way that everything fits. So Patrick, aren't you a little short for a Stormtrooper? A little tall for a Stormtrooper here.
Nice.
So I am planning on doing that. And then when I was researching this, so you have the traditional green, right, for the Imperial officers. There is the black Imperial officer, the black tunic, which I really like. I like the all black.
Yeah.
But now, particularly with things like Rogue One and some of the new series, they also have the ISB, which is the Imperial, basically their investigative service, and they have white tunics. So white tunic with the black pants. Not sure I want to wear that to Disneyland because, listen, I don't even wear white T-shirts to Disneyland because I'm going to end up with my snacks all down the front of me. I already know.
I was about to say that. What is it that Scott always goes after? The orange bird.
Oh yeah, well that's Disney World, but yeah,
sorry.
Orange Bird is no, I mean that they don't have.
That's like me thinking you're talking about Star Trek right now, as opposed to Star Wars.
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah, sorry.
But yes, I know keeping the white one would be a nightmare, but it doesn't cost a lot more to get a second one because they're already making one.
Yeah, and so white would be a lot less hot in Vegas than a black one would, right?
Well, the reality is this shit's made out of. Sorry, this stuff is made out of wool. It's going to be hot here regardless, which is the other thing. My other concern about Vader is doing Vader in Vegas. I mean, even with the fans that you can put in the mask, that's just because you've got like a leather suit. Well, first you got to put stuff on under it, like Under Armour, leather suit. Then you have the one cape that goes over, and then another big cape that goes over, and then you have the chest blocks and the belt, and then the helmet, and the shoulder piece, I am going to do Vader because I am now.
I think you would be a good Vader.
But
and you know what? You could summon the assistance of the announcer guy for the voice.
I full on have already researched the things that you need to do voice changing and to put the whole system in. And actually, you can actually, one of the things I'm waiting on is the guy who makes, there's one of the guys who makes the masks and the shoulder pads and stuff. And he's now doing it out of carbon fiber. But he flips it so it's just black on the outside. It doesn't look like carbon fiber. And then it's all painted with auto paint. Like
I
that's
kind
why
of
it
would like
takes
the
2
carbon
years.
fiber view, though, even though it's not official. It would make you
Yeah,
look
that's not
faster.
really going to work when you try to get into the
501 would not take
Yeah,
that?
No, not so much. So Ledwig's like, you should be Thrawn with the blue shirt. No, I'm not blue. Or sorry, the blue face. I'm not doing Thrawn.
Nice.
Anyway, I want to see, because one of the systems that they have for the audio is where you basically where you turn the suit into the audio, because it basically use it to transmit the sound instead of having speakers. And I forget what that's called, but I want to see if that works with the carbon fiber. But
Nice.
There is you can get there's a headset, there's a special device that you can get where you can load in the proper VSTs, which I know all about because of music production, to do the voice changing. And then you get a little like one of the little old school iPod, clippy things, like the little tiny iPod shuffle things. And that's where you have the Vader breath, the Vader breathing, and it runs on a separate system so that it's running. And then you have to have a little changer so when you speak, the breathing isn't happening. Yeah. I have gone so far down that rabbit hole.
I would say you definitely have taken the cake for this one.
100%. I'm ordering custom boots.
Oh yeah.
For both. So the good thing is the Vader boots and the Imperial officer boots will cross over.
Interchangeable.
But I also am considering doing a TIE pilot because it's just a jumpsuit and it's the easiest one to approach. And what's really cool is that you put the TIE pilots have the Imperial symbol on the shoulders, which is Anyway, I've gone completely down that route, and I've taken up more time.
Well, we still have 3 minutes left, which allows us to get to the final segment of the show, known as the naming segment.
Oh, we have to go to words, which
we have to go to words, and so if you go to patchandswitch.showbot.tv, you'll be able to see where we are. And again, no one took my advice. We have very few votes going on right now, so if you haven't done it just yet, go off to that URL, do some voting, and we'll see where we're at.
We've got a couple of votes coming in.
So
by the way, I just wanted to say I have both a beer money and a random spend that I would like to call out.
Quickly.
While people are voting, we'll let you go ahead and do that.
And it was Mr. Pierre sent me because I have a Surface laptop with an ARM processor. My Go XLR wouldn't work with it. And he sent me a Shure XLR to USB converter for my XLR microphone, and it works wonderful on my ARM device. So
lovely.
Correct, but I will call foul on this, technical foul, because you didn't pay for that. So that's not really a random spend.
I am
paid
actually
for the shipping. So does that count?
I'm gonna pay him I'm gonna send him money for it. So he saved me full cost. But
so Riley. Oh my, Kylo and Ren. I think they're now back in regular operation mode again, so you can send some money up to Canada on the back of Moose. They will make it to your. It takes a while for them to find your RV camping spot, though. I think.
Yes, that will be a problem.
He keeps changing it.
Actually, I'm here till December. So
nice.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
How are we doing, buddy?
Right. Words that we have: pucker factor, analysis, paralysis, birthday stormtrooper, clueless, Atlantic SFI artwork, classic, under pressure, fell over, birthdays, and birthday beer. I'm going to go with birthday beer, analysis, paralysis, pucker factor.
Nice.
Which will be the name for the program that occurs in a fortnight's time, because we'll be back 2 weeks from now. Eh?
You got it.
Are you sure?
Well, I'm here.
You know what? I'm going to issue a challenge. I know it's almost done for the show. The announcer boy is just waiting to get in there. But if you didn't see this earlier, this little segment, our good friend, but never get a chance to talk to in the show because the wrong time zone, Oren Thomas, has helped produce and release and promote a new Active Directory badge that you can use to prove you know how to use a duck. Active Directory uses in computers.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Do different types of certification, management, policy, all sort of stuff. Go off and get it. It's free.
Nice.
Test your knowledge. Go check it out.
I love knowledge. Hey, that's it for another exciting episode of the Patch and Switch program. Thanks to all of our friends for joining us in the chat with Jan, Vizio MVP, Aspen, Forrester, Patrick Winberg, the legend that is Ledwig, KT Baker 77, another random IT guy, Aspen Forrester, of course, the fairest of Brits, our very own Essex girl, DJ Eddie L. Who else am I? I'm scrolling. AZ Cloud Elf, of course, Cooper, and well, J Flow too. Wanted to say also thank you to Wired Canuck and also to J Shock, aka Steve. I think Jan, we got Absablog and Lutely. We've got Kowski. That's everyone. We're back in a fortnight's time. Oh, Chaos 13X as well. And Jeff G in the Winter Pegs. That's it. I got everybody. I'm pretty sure I got everybody. We're back in
Eddie? You got DJ Eddie?
Yeah. I said DJ Eddie.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Hey, join us on Bash Music tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Pacific time, over on mixcloud.com/bash_music. Until then, have a weekend, everybody. Happy birthday.
So what time was that show tomorrow night?
8 p.m.
8 p.m. Pacific?
9
Central.
I got to close
10
my
Central.
SB60, man.
No, 10 Central. Yes, 10 Central. 11 Eastern. 9 Mountain.
Okay.
Rick is typing on a mysterious keyboard that doesn't exist.
He says he's clearing his S360s, but I doubt it.
Hopefully he's updating his ADO.
True.